I still remember the day the letter arrived. It was a warm July afternoon in Ohio, the kind of afternoon where the air feels heavy and time moves slower than usual. I had just come home from work when I saw it sitting on the kitchen counter. A single envelope, cream-coloured, slightly worn, my name written in careful handwriting I hadn't seen in years. My father's handwriting. My heart stopped. He had been gone for 3 months. My father and I hadn't spoken in almost 4 years before he passed. Not because we hated each other, not because we didn't love each other, but because pride is a powerful thing, and silence is even stronger. I grew up in a small Midwestern town. My dad worked at the Ford plant for 32 years. Same shift, same parking spot, same lunchbox. He believed in hard work, in showing up, in not complaining. He wasn't a man who talked about feelings, and I wasn't a son who knew how to listen. The argument that broke us wasn't even that big. I wanted to move to California, chase a career in music production. I had dreams bigger than our quiet town, bigger than factory walls and Friday night football games. He didn't understand. Why would you leave something stable for something uncertain? He asked. Because I don't want your life, I shouted. The moment the words left my mouth, I saw something break inside him. But neither of us apologized. I left 2 weeks later. California was loud, fast, bright. For a while, it felt like freedom. But every Sunday night, when the world slowed down, I thought about home, about my dad sitting in his recliner, watching baseball, pretending he wasn't waiting for my call. I didn't call, and he didn't either. When my mum called to say he'd had a heart attack, I booked the next flight home. But I didn't make it in time. He was already gone. The funeral was simple. American flags on the lawn, neighbours bringing casseroles, old co-workers telling stories about his reliability, his quiet generosity. I stood there shaking hands, hearing strangers describe a man I suddenly realised I didn't fully know. After everyone left, I sat alone in his garage. His tools were still hanging neatly on the wall. His truck still smelled like coffee and motor oil. And I broke down. Not because he was gone, but because of the words I never said. 3 months later, that letter appeared. I don't know how it was delayed. Maybe it got lost. Maybe he mailed it before the heart attack and it took the long way around. But there it was, waiting. I sat at the kitchen table, the same table where we had argued, and slowly opened it. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Son, I've been thinking a lot about our last conversation. I don't say things well. You know that. I grew up believing a man proves love by working hard, not by talking about it. But I need you to know something. I was never disappointed in you. I was scared. Scared you'd fail. Scared you'd struggle. Scared the world would be harder on you than I ever was. When you said you didn't want my life, it hurt. Not because my life was perfect, but because everything I built was for you. If leaving makes you happy, then go. Chase it. Be braver than I ever was. Just don't forget where you came from. And don't forget, I am proud of you. Love, Dad. I don't remember falling to the floor. I just remember crying like I hadn't cried since I was a child. All those years, all that silence, and the truth had been so simple. He loved me. He was proud of me. He was just afraid. I flew back to California a different person. Not because the pain disappeared, but because regret changed me. I started calling my mum every Sunday. I started telling people I loved them out loud. I stopped assuming there would always be more time. Last year, my first album went live. It wasn't huge, it didn't top charts, but it was mine. And on the inside cover, I dedicated it to him. To the man who taught me strength, even when we didn't understand each other. Sometimes I still sit with that letter in my hands. The paper is softer now, the folds worn thin. And I think about how close we came to healing sooner, how many years we lost to pride. If you're listening to this right now, if there's someone you haven't called, if there are words sitting in your chest waiting to be spoken, don't wait. Because sometimes the letter arrives too late. And sometimes love is already there, just waiting to be opened.